All right, so as you can see, the time now is 5 o'clock. Let's begin lesson. And honestly, right, to me, I will feel that today's lesson, right, the branching method, right, is a very, very important lesson. All right. Branching is not only a way of doing the question, but it's also a way of presenting, displaying the information. So for example, you want to summarize the question. All right, you want to summarize the question, you will be able to summarize it using branching. And when you see it, right, as a picture, it's very, very clear. All right, you will see that, okay, this one will come here, this one will go there. Eventually, what I will need to find and all this is going to be very, very clear for you. All right, for this type of question. So let's jump into it. Okay, so what you need, if you have the notebook or exercise book with you, that will be very good. You can copy down some of the notes. If you have the worksheet with you, even better, you can actually do the questions with me. However, sometimes if I do the question a little bit faster and you miss out certain things, all right, you can actually wait until the end of the lesson and go to the chat and say, Che, can you please go back to question 4? Or Che, can you please go back to question 7 at the end of the lesson? Is that okay? And most of you are so tech savvy, all right? You have a handphone with you, or you can even do a screenshot. Screenshot means my face will, all right, my face will, froze up a little bit. Then you take the screenshot lah. Yeah, please try to capture a nice picture of me, Ken. Yeah, so you can do a screenshot and you'll be able to copy down the solutions at your own time. And the last solution is to, as I showed you just now, you can go back to the recording and watch it. It's under the February Masterclass, right? You can watch it again. And the PowerPoint slide will be available over there, okay? So there's many ways for you to revisit the questions with the solutions. All right, and you know me, all right, those who know me, I like to use colors to draw models, to branch out things. The more colorful it is, the more attractive it is, okay? And P5, P6, this lesson is for P5, P6 mainly. All right, if you have your calculator with you, it will be very good. All right, Sally is always right beside me. All right, go Sally, yeah, Sally, go. All right, and the last one we have is something to do with yourself. Can I have your attention and focus for the next 1.5 hours? Okay. Okay, so branching method, some of the keywords to look out for includes of the remainder, of the rest. All right, so you'll see something called of the remainder, of the rest. That one comes out, means that you can try to use something called branching method to express the clues. All right, so this branching method is not only a way to do the question, it's also a way to display the information that you have. That's why I say it's very useful. All right, let's check out what kind of question, all right, looks like branching method. Let's take a look at this. Oh, this person, Pete, bought 120 kg of bread. He used 2/3 of the bread to make sandwiches. All right, so there is a first portion here. He used 2/3 of it to make sandwiches. All right, of the bread. What's the meaning of the bread? This bread actually means the total bread. All right, and this total bread is actually referring to the 120 kg of bread that he bought. Is that true? Next, he gave 1/8 of the remainder. Children, this portion, 1/8 of the remainder. This remainder, is it the 120 kg? Of course, it is not. It's not the 120 kg. If you're referring to the 120 kg, it would have said, he gave 1/8 of the total, or he gave 1/8 of the bread. But the question didn't say that. The question said he gave 1/8 of the remainder. Oh, so there's a difference? Yes. That's the reason why there's two different colors. All right, the yellow and the green. Can you see that? How much bread had he left? Okay, Che, my teacher teach me something called remainder concept. Yes. Very good. All right, this is actually related to a bit of remainder concept, whereby we use something called model approach to draw that. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the model drawing first, shall we? Okay, so at this moment, right, he bought 120 kg of bread, which means that the total here, I draw a model like that. All right, this total here, white in color, is actually the total, which is what? 120 kg. Is that okay? Total is equal to 120 kg. Then what happened? He used 2/3 of the bread to make sandwiches. So yellow color, yellow color means what? All right. He used 2 out of 3. What does this 2/3 means? This 2/3 means 2 out of 3. Means must cut the what? Must cut the total bread into 3. Okay, let's cut into 3. So this is like 1 unit, 2 unit, 3 unit. Is that okay? All right. So the total bread is being cut into 3 parts. And the question say what? 2 out of 3, which is this portion here. Can you see the yellow color? 2 out of 3 of the total is used to make sandwiches. So this portion here is sandwiches. Is that okay? So this one is using the model approach. All right. And what you do? Where is the remainder? Oh. Isn't this portion here the remainder? Isn't this portion here the remainder? Right, because if you don't use it for sandwiches, it's like the leftover. All right, so we call this the remainder. And your teacher will say, oh, carry down. You can bring down this model. Okay. Have you seen this type of model before? Carry down the model or bring down the model. So the green color here is the remainder. And what did the question say? He gave 1/8 of the remainder. Oh, that means this 1/8, right, must come from the remainder. Oh, remainder must cut into 8 parts. Okay, let's cut. All right, this is like 2 parts. This is like 4 parts. This is like 8 parts. Can you see now? All right. He gave 1/8 of the remainder. So this 1 out of 8 part down here, the shaded one, is given to Angelina. All right. This part is given to Angelina. Which means what? Which means what? Which means that this portion is the left. Where's the left? The blue color portion. This part is the left. Can you see? Hey, Cher, I know what to do. What? Oh, can you see that this portion, right? This 1 unit, right? 1 white color units can be cut into what? Can be cut into 8 smaller units. So what you do? Oh, primary 3, primary 4 taught me, everything must cut lah. Okay lah, go and cut lah. All right. So you slowly go and cut into smaller pieces for the rest of them. Okay, cut into half, then cut into 4 pieces. Then down here, cut. This yellow color, cut into half, cut into 4 pieces, cut into 8 pieces. Cut. Whew. Okay. So what do you see? You see the total is 120 kg. All right, 120 kg is the total. Down here consists of 8 small unit. Down here consists of 8 small unit. And down here consists of 8 small unit. So total, right? Total, you have to compare with total. So in total, from here to here, how many small units do we have? All right, we have 8 times 3, which is 24 small units. And these 24 small units is equivalent to 120 kg because it's the total compared with the total. Right? All right, you have to compare fairly. So you can say already, sure, I know what to do already. So 24 units is equal to the white color, the total is 120 kg. Always look for the 1 unit first. How do you find 1 unit? Yes, divide by 24. All right, so 120 kg divide by 24. That will give you, press your calculator, 120 divided by 24. That will be a 5 kg. Okay, so 1 unit is 5 kg. How much bread had he left? So down here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 units is 5 kg times 7. And that will give you, drum roll, 35 kg. That's the answer. Is that okay? So this is called the model approach, whereby you draw neatly, draw nicely. And how much time you took? Oh, I took 9 minutes to do this question. Can you see or not? All right, now it's 5:09. So I took about 9 minutes to draw this model neatly and beautifully. Can you see that? Yeah. So sometimes you think that, yeah, draw until so nice. For the 3 marks, is it worth it? Yes, it's still worth it. All right, but is there a faster method? Yes, there is. All right, let's take a look at the faster method. Are you ready? Okay, that's where I'm going to introduce you something called branching method. Okay, so I'm moving on to the next slide. All right, if those of you haven't finished copying, right, can you please do a screenshot or can you take your phone to take a picture of this this PowerPoint slide? All right. Make sure that my face is nice. Don't snapshot my face, you know, a bit distorted like that, you know. All right. Okay, somebody taking photo. Very good. All right, I'm going to go on to the next part, all right, which is the same question, but I'm using something called branching to assist me and to display out my information. Let's go. All right, same question, but branching. Ready? All right, so for branching, right, I always like to start off with something called a box. And this box, right, is like a magical box. This box, I call it the 1 unit, the 1 unit box. Or this is simply called a total. And this question is beautiful. Why? Because they give you the total. Thank you, teacher. All right, so usually when the total is given, right, the question is not that difficult. All right, so we'll always start off with the box. And this box is called the 1 unit. And it's represented as a total. If there's a total, I'll write as 120 kg for it. Oh, then you read a little bit more. Yellow, He used 2/3 of the bread to make sandwiches. And this bread represents the what? Just now I did say, this bread represents the total bread, right? All right, this bread represents the total bread. All right, so what do you do? From the bread here, from the total, you have to branch out. That's why it's called branching method. Hey, you all know the branch is like for a tree, right? You know a tree, this is like a tree. Then the branch comes out like that, you know? That's why it's called branching method, you know, like that. Okay, you all don't know. You all don't know what is a tree, right? It's okay. All right, so down here, branching method means you have to kind of split out. All right, the branch will keep splitting. So from the 1 unit from the total, 2/3 is used to make sandwiches. So this 2 out of 3, all right, it is from the total. So we call it 2/3 unit is used to make sandwiches. And children, all right, what is the remaining? What is the remaining here? The remaining. All right. So the meaning of 2/3 means what? 2 out of 3, what? So the remaining will be what? Oh, 1/3 lah. Isn't the remaining 1/3? Isn't that true? All right. So out of 3 means there are 3 equal units. 2 of them is used to make sandwiches. There's one more, 1/3 that is remaining. Okay, that's cool. Okay, now you read on. He gave 1/8 of, sorry, sorry. He gave 1/8 of the remainder to this lady here. The 1/8 comes from where? The 1/8 comes from where? The 1/8 comes from the remainder. So here you have to branch out from the remainder, 1 out of 8. All right, it's given to Angelina. And what is the leftover actually? Can you see that it's like a branch? It's like a tree branch. Okay, never mind, my drawing not nice. It's okay. So down here, 1 out of 8, right, means there are 8 parts. You chop into 8 parts, but 1 out of the 8 parts is given to Angelina. So what is the left? There is 7 out of 8 parts left. Can you see or not? All right, out of the 8 small parts, right, chop to 8. 1 of it is given to Angelina and 7/8 is left. And what do you do after that? Nothing much really, right? I will draw a line. And at this moment, right, because the fractions are at different level, this is like level 1, this is like level 2, right? Can you see or not? They are at different level, you cannot compare them across like that. Not fair. So how? Bring them up to the same level. All right, it's just like ratio. All right, you have to try to bring them up to the same level to make a fair comparison. So what do you do here? This branching method, right, you just got to trace back the step. All right, where is Angelina? Here. All right, the 1/8 actually comes from the 1/3. So down here, right, you can actually say that the 1/8 comes from the 1/3, right? You can say that 1/3 unit times the 1/8. All right, because it's in the same line now here. The 1/8 is part of the 1/3. So 1/3 unit times 1/8. And that will give you a, all right, 1 times 1 is 1, 8 times 3 is 24 units. Hey, how about the remainder? How about the left line now here? Left? No problem. The 7/8 is from the 1/3. The 7/8 is from the 1/3. So how to bring them up to the same level? simply take 1/3 unit